Watch all the top teams playing in the biggest games in the best North American sports leagues all year round, only on NASN. See the Super Bowl, the World Series, the Stanley Cup Finals, college football's Bowl Championship Series, March Madness, the Arena Bowl, the Grey Cup, and the NASCAR Busch Series. Plus, enjoy a packed schedule of regular season action, playoff games, and leading sports programming. NASN is your home for North American sports. Log on to NASN.com for information.
Hey owners, you know you can get all your American sports fix daily right here on NASN, your channel for North American sports. Join me and this merry band of journalists as we chew up,
David
spit out all the sports of the day.
Why do you stop freaking matches at noon?
Exclusively on NASN. Hort!
Cheerio, folks.
Jay Ratliff was the first to get there. And Ratliff, one of those who was forced to the sidelines with an injury, obviously back in play.
Well, that's the first sack so far of his career for Matt Moore. He didn't get sacked at all against Seattle last week, and they're the top pass rushing team in the league. But Jay Ratliff really deserves some credit. Here's a guy that had to go in when Jason Ferguson was hurt on the first weekend of the season, and he simply has become their best defensive lineman at this point.
And they gave him a contract extension. What do you do when Ferguson comes back?
You play them both. You find a way to get them both on the field in some way, shape, or form.
3rd and goal. And after the first one, the second one comes right away. This one courtesy of Greg Ellis, who leads the team in that department. That gives him 12.5 on the year, and just like that, what it seems so promising, that 2nd and goal from the 1.5-yard line. The Panthers are now looking at what will be a field goal attempt from 38 yards, call it 37.
Yeah, and I know I'm not supposed to root for anything, being a broadcaster, you're supposed to be impartial, but I was cheering for Greg Ellis to make the Pro Bowl this year. He came all the way back from that Achilles injury, had a shortened season, wasn't ready early in camp, and has just had a monster year for this football team. I thought he deserved to go to Hawaii.
And so the original Panther, John Casey, gets this one through the uprights, brings the Panthers to within 1 score. It's 17-10 with 8 to play in the 3rd.
Is this the year the Cup comes to Buffalo?
To Carolina?
To Pittsburgh?
Is this the year someone scores 50 and 38?
And 37?
In 36?
Is this the year someone scores 200 points?
Is this the year kids start taping their sticks like Stahl?
Is this the year someone scores 93?
Is this the year a forward becomes unstoppable?
Is this the year a goalie stops everything?
Is this the year we finally figure out who's dad's favorite?
Is this the year?
Is this the year?
Этот год? Is this the year?
Is this the year?
Saturday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Radio Shack, where this holiday you don't just buy stuff, you do stuff. Coors, brewed with Rocky Mountain water. Always Coors, the banquet beer.
With 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, the Panthers have closed to within 1 score of the Cowboys. There's a look at the scoring drive. You see they got it to the 2, but then a penalty and 2 sacks threw it in full reverse. They had to settle for the field goal. Our graphics department did a nice job there. Yes?
The yo-yo drive. They got all the way down and we're going the wrong way.
The key play was a completion to Steve Smith. We have a 17-10 ball game. And John Casey kicks this one away. This is Miles Austin. Miles Austin coming this side, breaking one tackle. Miles Austin to the 40, pushed out of bounds to the 43-yard line. Tony Romo and the Cowboys will have good field position when we come back. They're leading 17-10 in Carolina.
I'll trade you a Red Sox home jersey and a Rangers t-shirt for that Pirates jacket.
No way. I want that Cardinals hoodie and that Braves away uniform and an item to be named later.
You drive a hard bargain.
Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
Is back on the field, and if the past is prologue, Tony Romo is going to enjoy this quarter. Take a look at that graphic. Now, how do you explain that? How do you explain a guy who has such troubles in the first quarter? Look at that. 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and he just lights out in the third quarter. 12 touchdowns, no picks.
I would say that's good coaching, because a lot of times you don't know what you're going to get in the first quarter defensively. You're going to get some new looks, and sometimes that can be confusing for a young quarterback. But by the time they get it figured out, coming out at halftime, and good coaching would be my answer to that one. But this is the one that really has impressed me. Talking about guys who get the ball down the field, and this graphic basically is throws that are beyond 20 yards, not a screen pass.
That's a throw that's beyond 20.
The big three this year, when you look at wins, are those three guys, and they work the ball down the field.
Chris Jenkins stopping Julius Jones. Appear to be short of the marker.
And one of the other
Cowboys looking at third down. I'm sorry. And coming off the field is Charles Johnson, grabbing his left thigh. Justin Hartwig, by the way, the Carolina center, was taken to the locker room on the cart. So Stanley McClover has checked into the ball game now at left defensive end. It's a war of attrition here tonight. This is Marion Barber. Marion Barber going to be stopped short of our yellow mark, which is unofficial. This would leave the Cowboys looking at a fourth down.
Well, Chris Jenkins with a monster play right there, splitting the double team, coming through and getting the penetration right there. They have a big double team coming right at it. He goes right through it, disrupts the play, and allows his teammates to come up and make the hit.
You like this call, going for it?
This one's tighter for me. Now you've got a one-score game against a team you're clearly better than they are. And the only way Carolina is going to score on you is with a short field. I'm not so sure I do this. I might punt and let my defense play a little bit here.
Well, they're going to have a talk about it. Dallas 3 for 3 on fourth down tonight, but they need further discussion on this one. We'll take a break with them. It's 17-10, Dallas out in front.
Tradition, pride, teamwork, spirit.
He's something. 25-20, and he scores!
Tigers win! Holy cow!
Heartbreak, glory. NCAA college football on NASN.
For Reebok official NFL jerseys and much more, visit NASN.com.
the Giants in an interconference battle. The run to the playoffs is on. NFL Network, your home for football 24/7, all year long. Saturday Night Football, Patriots, Giants.
If you didn't watch NFL Game Day last Sunday, here's what you missed.
You should have won a long time ago. You in the NFL. You should have won the game. That suit says, I'm going to win this game.
Don't miss NFL Game Day, Sunday night at 11:30, only on NFL Network.
Following their first 3 and out of the evening, the Cowboys, after much discussion, have elected to punt. It's probably a better decision.
Yeah, no question about it. You just don't want to make it too easy on this Carolina offense.
Matt McBriar is on, and Ryan Robinson will let this one sail over his head and into the end zone. Carolina will bring it out to the 20 and see what they can get going. Meanwhile, Panthers are having problems with injuries on their own side. Charles Johnson has been taken to the locker room, and this one doesn't look good either. 17-10, we're back.
Going over and over, it's not just you. Stopping and starting, going urgently, you're not alone. Lots of guys experience male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also known as an enlarged prostate. But for many guys, prescription Flomax may relieve urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. And who doesn't want to spend less time in the bathroom? Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not prostate cancer. Common side effects of Flomax are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Upon standing, a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. So when starting Flomax, avoid situations where injury could result. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax. Do what millions of guys have already done. Ask your doctor about Flomax and call 877-4FLOMAX for a free 1-week trial. Why wait?
From the people who brought you College Game Day and the worldwide leader in sports comes the biggest thing to hit college football in years, College Football Live. A new way to get your fix every weekday with breaking news, exclusive interviews, and packed full of previews and predictions. Get ahead of the game every weekday with College Football Live on NASN.
The injury is, but it did not look good as he was taken into the training quarters. First down for Moore, and the Panthers completes this one to Smith. I'm not sure he got both feet down there. It looked like his left foot was out of bounds as he caught it, but not for me to say. NFL Network has the 5 best NFL games each week, re-aired in an enhanced 90-minute program. Chris Collinsworth's favorite show is NFL Replay. Aired Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, only on NFL Network.
I do like it. You know, they sort of take the press conferences and the players and the coaches' comments and splice it in with the game action, so when something strange happens, they'll come back and show you what the players had to say about it after the game.
Pickup of 6, they'll give it inside. D'Angelo Williams sidestepping his way to what would seem a first down for the Panthers. The Panthers are just hanging around in this ball game. Remember, this is a team that has been offensively challenged all year long. They've, as we noted, 7 ball games, 10 points or fewer. Here at home, they're averaging just 14 points a ball game. Only San Francisco has been worse.
It's a perfect scenario. It really is. All you could hope for if you're John Fox is to hang around till the 4th quarter, see what happens then. They've managed to do it.
Williams again. Part of Carolina's problem is they've had to start 4 different quarterbacks this year, and never, since Delhomme went down, Jake Delhomme right there with the hood, since Delhomme with an elbow, they've never started the same guy more than 2 games in a row. Vinny has had the most starts. He's had 6. David Carr next to him has had 4 starts. Delhomme had 3, and this is the second for Moore. Very tough to build continuity at that point.
And Jake Delhomme was off to a great start. 111 quarterback rating, 8 touchdown passes, just 1 interception. Steve Smith was off to a smoking start, and then it just sort of crumbled beneath them as quarterback after quarterback went down.
Williams remains in the ballgame with Hoover the up back, and Moore tries to complete this one to Jeff King, who comes up pointing, but not getting much help from the officials.
And Keith Davis, who's filling in for Roy Williams tonight, able to make that play coming around. It was close, but there have been a couple of close ones here so far tonight, and not many pass interference calls. Let's see.
King is second on this team in receptions, and frankly, that too has been part of Carolina's problems. They've been unable to develop a second receiver. I know you want to talk about the two guys out of USC who you think have been a disappointment.
Well, not so good. And there goes another Cowboy, Brady James, as this war of attrition, as you called it, continues. It's going to be last man standing here in a little bit.
3rd and 6. Moore throwing this one behind Ryan Robinson. Terrence Newman on that coverage. It was Kevin Burnett who was pressuring Moore, and so the Panthers are going to have to punt.
Well, we've seen different philosophies here. Brian Stewart, the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, when they get in 3rd down situations, he's been bringing pressure almost every time. On the opposite side, the Carolina Panthers have been sitting back in zones.
Jason Baker hoping to get off a better boot than he did last time with a 24-yard punt. This one's high, but not very far. We've got a flag. Takes a favorable Panther bounce. It'll come the rest at just about the 20-yard line. We'll keep it here and see what the flag is. It seemed to be an illegal man downfield. Let's see. Somebody might have left early.
Ineligible member of the kicking team downfield. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, it's one of those, I think they would have declined it, but for the bounce that went so far, and they said, the heck with that, and didn't even want to tack it on at the end of the play. They're just going to make them repunt it.
And why wouldn't you? It wasn't a very good boot by Baker, who, as we noted, had a 24-yarder the last time. This one, he had plenty of height to it, but he's just not getting much distance.
Yeah, Wade Phillips, a guy, for my money, who's not getting the proper credit, really. Everybody's talking about Jason Garrett, and he's been a tremendous asset. But Wade Phillips comes in and, by his own admission, says, guys, I'm not flashy. I'm not going to yell and scream at you, a little like Tony Dungy. I just try to be myself. And it was sort of the perfect next guy in after Bill Parcells.
And he admitted he didn't think he'd get another chance. He thought his time had passed, that he wouldn't get another chance. Baker, meanwhile, gets off his best punt of the night. This is Patrick Creighton. And he'll go down at the 27-yard line. And so with 3:46 to play in the 3rd quarter, and the Cowboys leading 17-10, we'll take a commercial break.
You actually got a...
Hey, owners. You know, you can get all your American sports fix daily right here on NASN, your channel for North American sports. Join me and this merry band of journalists as we chew up, spit out all the sports news of the day.
Why do you stop breaking matches at noon?
Exclusively on NASN. Hort!
Cheerio, folks.
NASN's coverage of the BCS begins New Year's Day with a live back-to-back doubleheader of the Rose and the Sugar Bowl. Number 6-ranked USC make their 3rd straight trip to Pasadena, where they will face the surprise BCS pick Illinois in the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. Then the Sugar Bowl takes center stage as 12-0 Hawaii face Georgia and their legions of Bulldog fans. A live BCS doubleheader New Year's Day only on NASN.
Is brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Help decide the NFL's next Super Bowl commercials. You can do so by voting on NFL.com Super Ad. You can also register there to win a trip to Super Bowl 42 in Phoenix. Cowboys take over at the 27-yard line. Marion Barber loses his footing as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a pickup of 1.
You know, there are only a few things anymore that startle me. We just did a little research on release time. Now, who would you say is the gold standard for release time?
John Elway?
Maybe
Dan Marino?
Elway, Dan Marino's who I would say. We checked Dan Marino's release time against Tony Romo's, and look at these numbers. Dan Marino was the lowest we found of any other quarterbacks, 0.3 seconds. And Tony Romo comes in at 0.26. You want an explanation for why this guy's been so successful. He gets that thing out of there quickly.
Well, let's get the 2nd and 10, then I got a question for you. Romo will throw back to Witten, and Witten is pushed back after a pickup of maybe 2-yard line. Adam Schefter is down by the locker rooms. He's got an update for us. Adam?
Well, thanks very much, Brian. T.O. is still in the locker room and has remained in the locker room. The Cowboys now say it is a high ankle sprain. He will undergo further examination, but T.O.'s agent, Drew Rosenhaus, told him a short time ago that he is a quick healer. The Cowboys are expected to have that bye week in the first round of the playoffs, so it's possible that T.O., if he misses some time, could be back for that opening playoff game with the high ankle sprain.
All right, Adam, thanks so very much. 3rd and 8 as we move inside 2.5 minutes to play in third period. Big down here for Romo and the Cowboys. He's got time again. In and out of the hands of Jason Witten. We've got a flag.
I think you're going to get some illegal contact down the field. And that is just a monster penalty if that's what it is.
Illegal contact. Defense number 21 is for the pass.
Ken Lucas
5-yard penalty. Automatic.
is assigned the blame.
Well, for the first time all night long, we saw the Carolina Panthers on 3rd and long decide to come with some pressure. They're on the outside, and Jason Witten, it's a great move to get his release on the outside, and you see the contact. There's a lot of pushing and shoving, and you can make an argument that Jason Witten did as much pushing off as did Richard Marshall.
Mike Carey said 21, which is Ken Lucas. He meant 31. As you saw, it was Richard Marshall right there. Either way, it's first down Cowboys.
Tough call for Carolina.
Completes to Miles Austin, and Austin with perhaps 5. Let me go back to stick up for my boy Dan Marino a little bit here.
Okay.
I'm going to be a contrarian. Can you, every time, say where the release point begins and ends? I mean, if you're marking it in tenths of a second.
Absolutely not.
Okay, thank you.
We're just throwing it out.
That's all right. I just
do what you want to do.
I've just got to protect Danny. That's all.
But he does have
Maybe he'll give me a shot.
He does have a very quick release, and it's a big reason why he's been as successful.
I don't dispute that.
It's not a fluke that he's been successful.
I don't dispute that. I'm having a little bit of fun, but it is hard to pick up where a release begins and ends. That's
I mean, it's just a discussion point. But the other thing that Tony Romo does so well is buy a second chance. So many times, and of course tonight he's had great protection, but you see him, even when he's under pressure, he can make the first guy miss and then come back and find some open space. To be able to buy that extra second or second and a half sometimes is the difference between winning and losing, and between his quick release and ability to buy that second chance, it's the reason he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league right now.
No doubt. Another big third down for Romo and the Cowboys. This one, 3rd and 4, as we've moved inside a minute to play in the third quarter. Romo, with time, will complete it to Barber. And Barber still fighting for yardage as he crosses midfield. First down, Cowboys. Turned what was about a 1-yard pickup into perhaps a 7- or 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, and John Beeson that time just had straight-up man coverage right in the middle of the field as Marion Barber came out. And really, John Beeson, that's his strength. And Marion Barber isn't particularly known for his exceptional quickness and route running. That's one that, as the Carolina Panthers, you would hope that John Beeson would win.
Fasano goes in motion. They'll give it to Barber. And Barber gets maybe 1 before Beeson combines with Damian Lewis there for the stop. And that'll be our last play of the third quarter. Surprisingly, the Cowboys leading this one only by 7 as we move to the 4th.
Heartburn changes everything. Fortunately, so can Maximum Strength Zantac 150. Just 1 pill relieves your toughest heartburn, all day or all night. So the suffering stops.
Speed, power, vision, and size. All 4 combined form one of the NFL's deadliest new offensive weapons, running back Adrian Peterson. After rushing for over 4,000 yards in 3 seasons at Oklahoma, the number 7 overall pick in the 2007 draft will look to continue his ground attack with the Vikings. With a superior burst and big play capability, Peterson becomes the catalyst for success in Minnesota.
Join us this Thursday for a special holiday edition of Hockey Night in Canada on NASN. First up, we head to Tampa Bay to catch the Canadiens face off against the Lightning. Then, live from General Motors Place, Luongo and the Canucks feel the heat against Calgary. A special holiday edition of Hockey Night in Canada this Thursday only on NASN.
Okay, Chris, you asked why do we play Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Ives and then show Tony Romo?
You explain that to me.
Well, I will. Burl Ives, who of course recorded Holly Jolly Christmas, was a graduate of Eastern Illinois State Teachers College, where he was a fullback and aspired to be a football coach. And where is Tony Romo from?
Eastern Illinois.
There you go. It all comes together.
Amazing.
Amazing, isn't it? Second and 9. Romo throwing it outside, almost picked off by Thomas Davis, who had it on his fingertips and I think saw 7 and forgot to bring it in.
You just can't blow that one. That's just too easy a one for Thomas Davis, and you're playing the Cowboys, and you have to be able to make this play. This is a game changer right here. Ends up right in your hands. Give Sam Hurd a little bit of credit on that one, but they got some pressure. Romo got whacked on this one. There's Damian Lewis, and I guarantee you when you have a bad thumb, every time somebody's in there on you, you think about it.
That would have been Davis's first pick of the year. Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Maybe that's why he has 0.
Maybe that's why. Another big third down for the Cowboys. They just barely get it off. Romo, look at the time. Completes it to Sam Hurd, and Hurd busts one tackle and gets a first down, but we've got a flag on the far side. Boy, could Romo have any more time? It almost looked like he heard a late whistle and just stopped.
He could have taken a nap back there and got that one off.
Let's see what Mike Carey says.
Holding. Defense number 21 is declined. Play result, first down.
Okay, this time was it Ken Lucas or was it Richard Marshall?
Honestly, I've never seen anything like this. It is a 3-man rush. They have Davis on the outside jumping out on Witten. And when you're playing in the NFL, I mean, most of the kids I played with on the playground, they couldn't have made it to that many Mississippis. They'd have been up to 12, Mississippi, 13. Oh, forget it. Just throw the ball out there. Good job, though, by Sam Hurd at the tail end of this one, making it, because I'm not sure. Yeah, it would have been an automatic first down if they'd taken the penalty anyway.
Pickup of 13 on 3rd and 9. And Romo with time again, looking long. This one is picked off. Thomas Davis gets that interception.
And this is a little interesting because he made the interception and got the old rule that came into play where they're going to mark that one at the point of the interception because he carried the thing into the end zone. At one time in the NFL, this was declared a safety, and I remember because it happened against the Bengals.
But we said this kid can run. Look at him cover here.
On the ball on the 3-yard line, first down.
There is some justice. He had one fall out of his hands on the far sideline, but he stops the Cowboys' drive right there and gives the Panthers a chance.
Most fun.
And Yankee fans are like oil and water. Cubs and White Sox fans at the same dinner table? Bad idea. Despite their differences, fans do have one thing in common. Their heroes all wear Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
college football action live on NASN.
On NFL Network is brought to you by Wendy's. Visit Wendy's.com for a chance to win hot, juicy burgers for life. eBay. Shop victoriously.
We're back in Carolina where the Cowboys have turned the ball over on the strength of Tony Romo's now league-leading 18th interception. And D'Angelo Williams will try to get their offense some operating room as he pushes this one off the right side, maybe a gain of 1.
Go back and take a look at the interception there, and it was Thomas Davis in the slot, just going to man up here as they drop back into some coverages that we haven't seen. We didn't see this in the first half. They're trying to go to sort of that Tampa 2 look where the linebacker runs underneath in the zone defense, and Tony Romo tried to line that thing in there. We talked about, though, at the beginning of the game, the speed of Thomas Davis, the speed of John Beeson, and that time it paid off for Carolina.
Davis, a college safety at Georgia. So in good hands there. This one's batted out. Who was that? Marcus Spears.
You know, Marcus Spears was, I believe, drafted in the same draft as was DeMarcus Ware. And of course, DeMarcus Ware has become such an all-star and a perennial Pro Bowl kind of a player. But Marcus Spears is starting to play better. I've seen this entire defensive line of the Cowboys playing with much more energy in the past 4, 5, 6 games than what they were at the beginning of the season.
You know what's great about it? The 6 guys they use inside all play very effectively, but all of them are 26 years or younger, which bodes well for the Dallas future. Moore will throw long. Moore batted down. Jock Reeves on the coverage of Drew Carter, and Carter comes up looking for the flag, but nothing. No laundry on the field. It looked like he was all over him, Chris. I'm sorry.
He went up and got his hand on the ball, but he sort of goes through, and that left arm wrapping around prevented Drew Carter from doing anything on the field. And
they missed one.
That's pass interference.
They missed one.
I'll have to call Mike Prairie, the head of the officials. He'll tell me why it wasn't, but that's got to be pass interference.
They missed a big one. And Jason Baker, who's not having his best night, gets this one off. Patrick Creighton will field it in Carolina territory. And the Cowboys offense will be in great position instead of this being a pass interference call and Carolina's ball. Tough way to go.
For Wilson NFL and GST footballs and much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
It used to be easy to name college football's greatest play. But now there's a new contender to the crown.
Throws it over the middle, complete to Thompson. Thompson looking for a block. He laterals it to Curry, and Curry laterals it again, and it's caught again. And Tomlin now on the lateral, and now the lateral to Thompson, and he laterals it back to Maddox on the other side. Maddox looking for a block. He fakes the lateral to Curry. Now he laterals it to Curry. Curry's at the 49-yard line. He's dancing around. He throws it back now to Maddox, who throws it across the field to Barmore. Barmore looking to run. He's looking for a block. He's got a convoy. He's going to throw it to Thompson. Thompson's at the 30-yard line. Thompson now laterals it back to Curry at the 35. They're running out of spaces. Curry fakes. He's going to lateral it to Tomlin. Tomlin's got a chance to go. Tomlin's got a chance to go. He laterals it. Now he's going to go to Maddox. Maddox at the 30-yard line, and now it's a lateral, and Curry's still going.
No way!
Curry's
No way!
It's a touchdown!
It's a touchdown!
The game is over!
See all the best college football action live on NASN.
Away, John Fox gave an earful to Mike Carey and some of the officials. I mean, come on, the Cowboys' drive was kept alive by 2 penalties that were a little bit suspect, and then Carolina's got to get off the field because of one that's blatant, and there's no call. This is Julius Jones picking up about 4 off the right side. And Fox was unhappy, and he had a right to be.
Yeah, you know, I'll say this. I mean, my big beef, and you've heard me say this before, is on game-changing plays. I mean, that is a 50-yard play one way or another. And for pass interference, to not fall under the preview of whether you can go under the hood, take a look or not, my personal